Wednesday stream. How goes it, everybody? We are back for another reading. I always wear such fluffy outfits that you can't see that I'm wearing jewelry underneath, so I have to sit down and consciously adjust that. But here we are, with maybe one of the poofiest color block sweaters that I own. I think that's just kind of the vibe. We need cozy, we need comfortable for this week. As we established in our Monday reading, this might not be the easiest week. So we're just going to do what we can to get by, and that's fine. Although sometimes you don't really need an excuse to be luxurious and just kind of chill around the house in your cozy outfits and put on your fine jewelry with pajama pants and just kind of go from there. I was called to pull out this stone that I have. It's from the shores of Lake Superior, and if you know anything about Lake Superior, it's that they are known for their incredibly smooth, rocky pebble beaches, so that's something we just kind of wanted to bring energy into the stream. Again, just with like cozy, soft. Honestly, this is maybe one of the smoothest stones I've ever felt. It's so smooth that it's honestly like soft, and it's not a hagstone in the sense that it has a full like circle in the middle, but it does kind of have this like ring around the edge. I don't know if it'll pick up on that or not. There it is, kind of. You can see there's like a ring into it, so it's just kind of like this soft. That's what it is. It's so smooth, it's honestly soft, and that's just kind of something comforting I wanted. Since, in case we had a rough one with the Monday stream, I wanted the Wednesday one to go just like a little bit smoother. But here we are. We made it. Made it through the week. Halfway there. We're going to shuffle some cards. I think last time I was called to just pull from... I had shuffled previously, but then ended up just pulling from the top, which is fine. And I did shuffle between that reading and this one, but I do just kind of want to make sure we're getting like plenty of energy shifting. It's been a while since I sorted the cards. I like to cleanse the cards by like sorting them together in terms of like how they go, like putting all the cards in order and allowing that to kind of clear out the energy by just letting it like smooth through, like in the order that it's supposed to be, and then reshuffling. I find that's a really great way to cleanse your deck if you ever think about doing that. And honestly, it's just kind of relaxing for me personally. With all that being said, let's get into the Wednesday reading. Let's pull first card. I'm feeling good about this one. I think sometimes you guys can see the cards before I do because I kind of shuffle them at an angle. So maybe you know before me, but let's take a look at this first card. Alright. It is the Two of Cups. Ooh, 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 ooh. There it is. Such high quality footage on this channel. I think this is a card we had pulled last week. Good to know. We're cycling through some of that energy, starting off with a little more of a positive card, which is good. I was worried I was scaring people off with the energy of last week's video, but we're back again, and we're maybe reevaluating the connections that we started from last week. I know I had kind of encouraged you guys to get out there, start some new hobbies, and then solidify that with meeting new people. So I think this might be a card that's kind of reminding us to continue forward with that. If you haven't watched the previous reading, maybe now's a good time to be doing that. Just kind of refresh with what you had seen before and go back on the energies of last week, and then again, just kind of re-examine how are these connections going forward with you. Okay, sorry, I need to fix something real quick. Ugh. That was pleasant. Ooh. I'm hitting all sorts of difficulties on these readings, but it's good. I think we're just kind of ironing out some of the kinks, but I don't know if you guys could hear or not, but the air conditioning just turned on and our paper shredder's kind of right there, so there were some old files that I think a member of my family wanted to shred, and it was just kind of blowing in the wind. So I didn't want that to be distracting from the reading, but that's fine. So yes, back to connection. See, we're talking about the interconnectedness and the complexities of dealing with, living with other people, working with other people. So I think this is a great card to just kind of remind yourself about the connections you have to other people, even if it's not new connections. Let it be old connections. Yes, we were talking last week about going out and forming new bonds and letting that solidify your new life, but maybe it's time to put some vigor into the connections you have with people you're already in line with and people who you live with or have known for a long time or so long as their family, and you were born to them and you've known them your whole life. So maybe this is a calling to just kind of put some energy into revitalizing those old connections. And I think it never hurts to do that. I think it never hurts to reevaluate where you're at with the people in your life and how you can improve those, because they're family. Theoretically, they want what's best for you and you can want what's best for them, and sometimes the best way to kind of receive back is to give. If you have the energy to give, then do it. And then that way, aside from just the altruism of wanting to give and put positive energy out there, it's good to know that maybe later on when you don't have the energy and they do, that they will want to give back to you and kind of give back the kindness you've seen. Just let people know you're thinking about them. It never hurts. Especially in these harder weeks, like I had said before, we want to make sure we have our boundaries up, but it's never good to don't let these connections sit unattended to for too long. You want to make sure you're just kind of pruning, constantly just kind of like misting the plants of your friendship. As you can see, I have an affinity for plants, so there are plant metaphors aplenty. I think last time we talked about planting seeds, and that's because the gardening is on my mind, because it's almost time to be planting seeds for my yearly garden. Alright, let's take a look at the next card. I think this one's starting off with some more positive energy than Monday's reading, so I'm hoping the worst is behind us. I hope those storm clouds have kind of relaxed and dissipated a little bit. Card number 2 is Knight of Cups. Woohoo! There we go. So what's interesting, and I don't know if you guys know this about me, but I kind of have an affinity for, I don't know that I want to call it psychic predictions, but maybe just, sometimes I get these feelings of things before they happen. I notice it happens with tarot a lot, that I think I'm going to pull a specific card, and sometimes it's more or less statistically possible, but right before I started this reading, I was actually watching Benebell Wen's. She does some really excellent tarot videos. If you look at all the resources she puts out a ton of stuff, but she actually did a video about the symbolisms of the knights and what do the knights represent and how are they bringing forward enactments of I don't know that I can even really summarize it, because if I'm being honest, I was kind of setting up this video as I was listening to that, but it's definitely going to call me to go back and rewatch and hear what she has to say, because she always has such very interesting things. But from what I kind of feel from this specific card, it's another Cups card, but what I was saying about the psychic stuff, I was watching that video and I hadn't pulled a Knight card in a while. I try to do some relatively regular readings for myself, and I haven't been pulling a lot of court cards lately, but specifically as I saw the thumbnail of the video, I was like, I'm going to watch this video and just kind of listen to it as I'm setting up the set for this. And I bet in a reading, I'm going to pull one of the Knight cards, and I did. So I think that's just, even aside from the message of the card itself, I think that's just kind of a positive message for me specifically. Just sometimes you get a little message, you get a little psychic message from yourself, and that's always nice. See, the energy of this reading is very high. I think we had let the incense run a little bit, kind of cleanse some of the energy out. Just don't be afraid to sit in a little bit of luxury and just allow that energy to clear itself out. A lot of times it will. As long as you're not the one grasping onto it, a lot of times it'll dissipate on its own. Just gotta give it a little time. So the Knight of Cups, it also has to do with movement. It has to do with flow, and it's cups, it's your emotions, it's how you're feeling. The Knight offers a little bit more maturity than the Page, but not fully. It's not this mastery over it. There's still a little bit of adolescence going on there. But he's on this horse. He has to do with movement. A lot of people see the Knights as like these messenger cards, but what I'm feeling with it right now is he's on the go, he's on the move, and he's cups, he's water, he's flowing. How are we letting our emotions flow? How are we letting go? What are we letting go of? How are we allowing ourselves to be kind of fluid? It's harkening back to to the Monday reading about making sure to stay like light and airy and flowing and flexible. This is just kind of that reminder of continuing to be flexible. We put in the work of being flexible on Monday, and now it's Wednesday. We're kind of seeing the results of that. We're allowing it to grow a little stronger. The hardest part is going from rigid to flexible, but once you're even a little bit flexible, you find it easy to get a lot more flexible. So he's on this horse, he's ready to move forward. Don't get stuck in that energy. Allow it to just really like clear out. You find so much like gunk and bacteria and mold can grow in these kind of still waters. So pour out your buckets, fill it again, unblock the rivers, let things go. Be willing to just move forward. If you find yourself stewing about something that happened, maybe you weren't so great at letting these things go on Monday, that's fine. You can create equal positive change by letting it go now, allowing it to move forward. What are you really gaining by staying in the past? Maybe not a whole lot. At the very least, ask yourself what you can get by moving forward and moving on and just kind of letting the waters around you flow. Alright, we're going to do one last card. I'd like to keep these readings a little bit short. I hope you guys are all having a really good week. It's been fun. We're doing good. I film these videos a little bit in advance, so I'm not going to say that I'm going through the week with you, but in terms of like from where I am coming from the week before these videos are coming out, it's going pretty well, and I'm looking forward to seeing how this week plays out. Looking forward to seeing the accuracy of these readings as I go forward. We're just kind of shuffling, having a good time. So sometimes, like I said, I can just pull from the top, and other times I like to really just get in there and like shuffle up the energy. But I'm feeling this is a good one. Okay, last card. We have the Hermit. There we go. You have to hold it at just the right angle, so it's not focusing on the things around it, but not so close that the lighting from the ring light like overshadows it. The Hermit, it's that torch. I'm not getting so much about solitary, I'm getting more about focus, and I think this goes back to what we were talking about even last time, with just like focusing on your goals and achieving that Nine of Pentacles kind of energy. But what you have to do for that is focus on being alone, and the thing that the Hermit's doing, it's not just that he's alone. For all we know, right on the edges of this card there could be tons and tons of people, but he has this goal, he has this lantern, he has this light that he's looking forward, and he's just like hyper focusing on that, looking at the light at the end of the tunnel. We're halfway through the week, the worst is behind us, the light is ahead of us. It's not so much about whether or not you are physically alone, it's about how you are feeling. What are you focusing on? What's that light at the end of your tunnel? What goals do you have? What are you excited about? I want to let me know down in the comments if you guys are just like really excited about anything. I personally have been taking some more fitness classes, and it's not a huge part of my life right now, but even just that like little once a week hour, it really just like creates this elevation for me, and honestly, it just puts me in a good mood to even think about. So find something that's exciting to you. Find a YouTube video like I know this is kind of an example I pull out a lot, and maybe it's a calling to me personally because I've always wanted to be more artsy, but maybe see if you can find like a drawing YouTube channel, or just like something that's free, something that's easy, that allows you to just kind of like get into it. It's like an activity you can do. Maybe print out a coloring sheet, go to the library, find a good book. I read Stephen King's short novel Elevation this week, well, I read it today. It's like 100 pages. It's really not that long. So I just kind of spent my afternoon doing that, and it was a really pleasant experience. So find an activity you can do. It doesn't have to hinge on what other people are doing. Don't allow your life to be controlled by whether or not people around you are willing to participate in the activities. As we've discovered, like, there are people there. There are people who are doing these activities. You don't need to bring people from your life into these activities with you. If you go alone with an open mind, you'll find people who share the same interest. Like if you want to pursue art, just by going and participating in these communities, even if you don't have someone there. I know me personally, I don't have a lot of friends who like to go out and do things, but like I enjoy traveling a lot, so I will go travel. I'll even travel overseas. I just got back from a trip over in Europe, and I didn't go with anyone, but when you go there, you find other people who like to travel at the airports and the train stations, and you can strike up conversations, and you can get to know people that way. So it's not so much about pushing other people away to be the hermit, it's about going towards the goals you have. And again, back to this Two of Cups energy, you'll find the people there. There are people there just because they're not in your life right now. They're doing their own thing, and sometimes they're even operating, and they're closer to their goals than you are to your goals, and you can learn something. It's that saying of like, if you're the best person in that room, you're in the wrong room. So don't be afraid to move forward. Follow this guiding light. Don't follow the people. You need to be making your own choices right now. You're independent. You are working hard. If you don't know what you want, you're figuring it out, and you're trying, and you're taking steps for that. So to sum up this reading, we're being flexible. There's a lot of water, but just kind of that main major arcana message has to do with pursue your own goals. Like, it doesn't matter if you don't have the support right now, because the support will come, and that's where you need to be going from here. So I hope that resonated with you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you're getting stuff out of these videos. I really have been. I've been enjoying it. I enjoy just kind of like the basic routine of getting ready for it, and I think this is a really great avenue for me to practice tarot. I've been doing it for maybe about 4 or 5 years now, pretty consistently, so I feel like I have a really good basis for the cards, but it's nice to, I don't often have people to read for me, so this is me taking my own advice and doing the hermit. Like, I don't have people in my life who want to do this, but I'm pursuing the goal, and I'm allowing the people to come forward. So I really appreciate you guys watching this video, and let this video be kind of that testament that you don't have to have an army of support around you. The people are there, they'll come. You need to go to them. Like, go there with good intentions, match their vibration, and only good things will come out of it. And alright, I think that's it for this video. Hope you guys are having a great week. Happy Wednesday. We've almost made it through, and I will see you guys for the Friday reading. Have a good one.